Hey guys, so what I'm about to try and attempt to explain here is going to be very difficult because I just stumbled upon this theory and there's so much to take in, and I've been putting off making this video because I've just been trying to take as much knowledge and gnosis as in as I can. But I feel like I would be doing everybody a disservice if I didn't try to at least attempt to talk about it. So, I'm going to be talking about the plasma apocalypse.
Voices here, voices in your head. Sausage and for men and make it all, make your own.
So, let me just say this to begin with. This theory is not going to be for everybody. A lot of people aren't going to resonate with it. There's going to be a lot of people that say I'm crazy and this and that, and that's okay. That's okay. This video is meant for people that resonate with what I'm saying, that match the vibe of this information. Because there are people out there that get it, that remember. And remembering is going to be a big key thing to remember. So, where do I begin? The first thing to understand about the reality that we're living in is that it is constructed by an intelligence that we cannot understand. Some may call it God, some may call it a big AI that is running everything. But whatever your belief is of the reality that we're living in, there is a reset that happens every so often. I don't know, thousands, millions, whatever, how many years. But there's always a reset. There's always an apocalypse that everybody in the movies and music and books have been talking about. And, people think that these movies are fantasy and that they're not real. But in the reality, we can only tell one story, and that's our story, humanity's story, this reality's story. And these artists that come up with these movies, these songs, these books are tapping in to a memory that all of us are able to tap into if we look deep enough. But we have to just rip off all the fucking gunk that we have on us from all the bullshit that we listen to nowadays. Before I get into anything else, let me just say I got most of this information from a channel called J Dreamers with a Z. Ironically, I'm Cosmic Drugz with a Z, and I found this dude, he has a Z at the end of his name, so we know he's cool. And really, what I'm about to talk about, I know there's a lot leading up to the actual juice chunk of the apocalyptic story, but this has been said through every religion, through every belief system, through all these crazy books and movies and songs, and it all ties the knot together. Remember when people thought, oh, the world is going to end in 2012, the world is going to end Y2K. They were on the right track, but this is what ties all those belief systems knots together, like I said. So, the reset that happens, what is it? How does it happen? The reality that we're living in is a magnetic world. We have a North Pole and we have a South Pole. And that is what is creating the gravity that holds us down to Earth. And every few thousand years, 100 millions, there is a reset that happens where at the North Pole, a portal opens up and it allows plasma to enter into the world. And plasma, I'm just going to say it like this, kills everything it can, everything with the old frequency that it can. And it is like a reset for the entire world. This plasma that I'm talking about is remembered deep within the human psyche, so much so that it's being leaked through in entertainment today. such as The Matrix with the Centile, things like Stranger Things with that big octopus being in the sky, even movies like Pirates of the Caribbean with all like the octopus beard, that guy that has it. The octopus in general represents the plasma because the portal in the sky is like the main thing that all of these little tentacles come out of the sky and kill everything. The objective is to come down and kill, wipe out anything with the old frequency. And again, I don't know if I'm explaining this as well as I could be, but I'm just gonna give like the little basics first. So, what is plasma? Plasma is not just some woo-woo shit. Like, scientists identify plasma, they say plasma is real. Think of what like those plasma balls look like. That's what plasma is. And plasma on an esoteric level is magic, is conscious, is what is making everybody conscious. And we have a lack of plasma because this event hasn't happened for a long time. So when we are living in a society like we are now, that means the magic in the world is low, very low, because we are lacking plasma, because that apocalypse happened a long time ago that allowed plasma to re-enter the earth, because we live in a closed system. This reality, nobody can leave, nobody can come in. The plasma is not allowed to come in because we live in like a domed system. And some may say, oh, is it a real dome or whatever? It doesn't matter what you think. It could be explained by magnetics. It's really hard to explain, but like there's a force field that may be invisible to the naked eye, but in reality, it's there. Hold two magnets together and like you'll feel it. You feel like a force that like it won't allow you to touch it. That's kind of like our reality. Like really simply explained, you know? It goes way deeper than my monkey brain can explain at this very moment. But so that field is not allowing plasma, aka magic, to enter into this reality because it's only allowed to every so often. And that event is coming soon. And we could all feel it. Those of us that vibrate at that certain frequency can feel it because we remember. We remember. And the people that survive this apocalypse is going to make and create the new world. The new world. But you need to get in touch with that side of yourself before it happens. Because if you're living in a low vibration and you're living in the old way, the way this world wants you to live, worrying about stupid ass shit, you know, not loving thy neighbor, not doing this and that, I'm just gonna say it, you're gonna die. You're gonna die when this event happens because the plasma's job is to seek out these low vibrational energies and literally eat it, kill you. And there's so much more that goes into this. So because plasma, aka magic, is going to be allowed into this world again, it's going to bring all of these creatures that we think are make-believe, fantasy, into this world, because the plasma is going to enter things. It's going to enter animals, it's going to enter robots that we're creating, and they're going to be sentient. They're going to be able to communicate with us. But the thing is, there's going to be good plasma creatures and there's going to be bad plasma creatures that are hunting you. And there's a lot of things to consider when thinking about surviving this apocalypse. let me take a step back and let's talk about the truth that we see within movies. There's always books or movies talking about a rapture, that people float to the sky and automatically, like, half of humanity is gone and they rose up to the sky, whatever. That can be explained through the plasma apocalypse, because when this event happens, it is like a portal that opens up in the middle of the sky. Black hole sun, won't you come and wipe away the rain or wash away the rain, whatever. The wheel in the sky keeps on turning. And you want to know what's crazy? I stumbled upon this theory at like a very random time. I had just made this, like I bought this, I put a little sun in the middle of it because I was like, oh shit, that looks cool. And I shit you not, like 2 weeks after I put this up, that's when I stumbled onto this whole theory. And the guy was talking about a black hole sun opens up in the middle of the universe, and it's like a vortex, and it pushes everything up, and like all the low vibrational or anybody that's outside during this time is going to be sucked up because the gravity isn't shit when this plasma apocalypse happens, because it totally changes all the frequency, I don't even know how to explain it. Think of, the way I can explain it, like dumbly, is like, think of us as magnets, and the earth is another magnet, and like we're stuck to it. Just like if, like a refrigerator, you put a magnet on a refrigerator, it's gonna stay on there. It's gonna stay on there. That's kind of like what the earth is right now with us, with the frequencies that are going on. But once that hole opens up, that vortex, that thing, you're gonna be sucked up. Now, once you realize this, you start to see references all over the place. Take It, for example. They have a catchphrase as, "You'll float too." And it is something that we cannot describe. It's it. And the red balloon symbolizes the plasma, and it floats up to the sky. And it's a red balloon because this plasma is supposed to be red, and the sky and everything is going to turn red after the fact. So there's another part of this theory that says that there are two worlds. We have a sister world, and the sister world is kind of above us and we're below it, right? And when this apocalypse happens, it allows energies from both worlds to mix and collide. So some energy frequency is going to go to one earth and another one is going to go to another. And when I heard that, I was like, dude, that's what Dolores Cannon was saying. That's what Dolores Cannon was saying. So how are these two theories that are totally like not the same but the same? They're relating. People know this, and people are just picking up different pieces of it and trying to tell people about it. But it's like, we all hold a piece to the puzzle, and it's going to be important that all of us connect to talk and figure out, like, and like I like to say, tie the knot together. Because we need people that remember. We need people that remember this shit. Because we're going to know how to rebuild society after. You want to know what's cool? This may be scary for some people, but honestly, I'm kind of excited and scared at the same time. Because if you survive this, you are going to be a god. You're going to be a god. You're going to be like magical. And I don't want to say you're the god. No, you're not the god, but you're the god of this reality. Not of all humanity and shit like that. I just mean like you're going to have archangel type qualities. You're going to be able to use the plasma. You're going to have telekinesis. You're going to be able to move shit. You're going to be able to read people's minds. And because we have a lack of that right now. We have a lack of plasma, a lack of magic. But once all that plasma can come in, we're going to be able to use it, you know, and it's there to help us for those who know how to use it wisely. Right now, we don't know how to use that shit wisely. That's why we probably don't have it. And there are people in this reality that are trying to hide that truth from us, because not all good people survive. There are some dark entities that have survived the last plasma apocalypse, that went into hiding, that, doesn't want everybody to know about this because they have a darker agenda. And I guess let me lead into talking about NASA really quick. So there's been a lot of falsities within NASA. NASA lies about a lot of shit, whatever. That's a whole nother conspiracy theory to talk about. But everybody always asks, like, why does NASA lie? Like, what is the point? Why lie? And honestly, I always wondered that too. Like, if this Earth is a round ball, if this Earth is flat, if we really went to the moon, if we really didn't, why lie? It doesn't make sense. Well, the agenda of NASA, according to this apocalypse theory, I'm not saying it's true, I'm just going to tell you what I've heard, that NASA is developing rockets not to go to other planets, because apparently we can't anyway, because we cannot leave. We can't leave this Earth. There's no way we can. So they're only developing the rockets to shoot into that portal when it opens so they could leave this world, because we are stuck here. We're stuck here. We cannot leave. Even when people, I said this before I knew about this theory, that I believe when we die, we don't go to heaven. We don't go to a different realm. I believe we're stuck here and we're being reincarnated into people, and we're just being recycled and used. Humanity is being used as batteries. So, but I don't know where I was going now. I kind of just lost my train of thought. So, yeah, NASA is trying to get up out of here. NASA is trying to get the fuck up out this bitch. And that's the only reason why they are developing all of these, rockets and shit. And that's what makes me also believe that when this event happens, we shouldn't just go out and want to get sucked up. Because some people might want to get sucked up. Like, yeah, well, let's leave this Earth. I can't fucking wait. But if NASA is going through all this trouble and, money, whatever, to get out of here with a rocket, I think people need to pay attention to that and realize that may be the only way to leave. And if we as humanity can remember that, and if we survive this plasma apocalypse, we could bring that knowledge to our ancestors and have them work towards that. But it would be the good people working towards it, not the evil, because the evil people are hiding this. They're hiding it. They don't want to tell humanity. They don't want to tell us, because I don't know why. I mean, maybe they don't want to cause hysteria because they don't know exactly when this is going to be happening. There's signs of when it will happen, and I'm kind of scared because I really hope it's not December 21st, 2020. Whew, that was weird. Because 2012 was a whole nother shift. But 2020, Saturn and Jupiter are going to be conjuncting. The malefic, benefic, two separate energies meeting, the two different worlds. Remember how I said we have a sister world? The two worlds, the light and the dark, are aligning. The same with our reality with that other world. That world aligns with us. The portal opens, and the fucking apocalypse happens. And they always said that it was going to happen around Christmas, and that's why we have these holidays. People think, oh, it's Jesus' birthday, that's why we have these holidays. No, we have these holidays because it was a celebration. If we survived this apocalypse, it was a celebration. Yay, we survived this and that. And there's always a tradition to leave a candle on, because when this event happens, all the lights are gone. There's no electricity. There's no internet. There's nothing. The sky, the stars, you don't even see that. There's no sun. There's no sun. Black hole sun. There's none of that. There's nothing. So I guess one thing to consider that I want people to get out of this video, which is only a very small portion of the actual entirety of this theory, is when this happens, everything on this earth that isn't tied to it is going to be sucked up, and everything that is not on top of bedrock or something is going to be sucked down, because there's going to be earth-wide earthquakes. And if you aren't on top of bedrock, this is science too. This is science. When there's an earthquake to the magnitude that it's going to get to, if you're on soil, loose soil or something, the water, I don't know what it's called, but I'll look it up and maybe insert a video here. But when it shakes, the water is displaced and things get sucked down. So you need to figure out how to survive that, how to survive not getting sucked up, how to survive not getting sucked down. And you know, there's so many things that is embedded in our subconscious that we feel that, we remember that. I don't know about you, but when I was in school, I thought that quicksand was the scariest thing ever. And like when I learned about what quicksand was, like I had an instant reaction, instant fear of it, when I've never seen quicksand once in my whole life. In my whole life, I've never seen it. So why did I resonate and get so scared about quicksand when I've never seen it? You know, it's because my soul remembers. My soul remembers an event that happened where there is real quicksand and people get buried. And that is how you can explain a bunch of petrified forests, a bunch of petrified fossils. Like, people even have recorded giants being found in the ground. And how this could also be explained is there are going to be real giants. There's going to be real giants in this new reality. There's going to be real ancient Egyptian pictures. You know those pictures that are in hieroglyphs where there's like half human, half beast, half human, half fucking centipede, not centipede, anteater, shit like that? There's really going to be those things. And they're really going to teach us things. And it's our job as humans of this reality to remember that knowledge and carry it forward into the future. And that's why other people have been saying that we're not gaining any new information. We're actually losing our ancient knowledge. We're losing what magic is. We're like trying to just cut everything, cut all those crazy beliefs out with science. Oh, science can explain this. Magic isn't real. Yeah, but it is real. People are just not, using it enough. People are too lazy to realize that we have the power to manipulate energy. Do a couple middle pillar rituals. Do rituals that are talked about in the Golden Dawn. You will start to feel you circulating this energy. What you're circulating is that plasma. And it's harder to do now more than ever because there's a lack of plasma. So you have to do triple the amount of work to really, manipulate it and feel that you are. But once this happens, if you can develop that ability, now you will be able to manipulate crazy amounts of energy, dude, when it actually happens, when more of it comes in. So it's so important that we get in touch with the esoteric knowledge, ancient knowledge, the only true knowledge there is, and, be able to work with it now when it's hard. Because when we are in that apocalyptic world with a bunch of plasma, we will be able to lift mountains. That's why the pyramids were so easily built. Everybody's like, how the fuck did they make those pyramids? Those blocks were like tons of, hundreds of thousands of tons each, whatever. And still to this day, nobody can explain how they were made. There's theories that aliens helped or like it was slave labor, whatever. But in reality, there was just more plasma here on this earth that the beings, humans or other beings, other people, were stronger and were able to lift heavier objects because there's not so much weight. Right now, we are being weighted down. There is so, like, oh, we're being pulled, so everything is heavy. We are feeling heavier than ever. But when this apocalypse happens, it's going to be the opposite. It's going to be the opposite. We're going to feel so much lighter. We're going to be able to lift heavy ass things. We're going to be able to do real magic. Real magic. And there are people that can do that right now, but not to the magnitude that we will be able to do it. Now, there are a lot of books that talk about this energy that we're able to tap into, especially by Israel Regardie and Aleister Crowley. The only thing is, and take it from me, these books are extremely hard to understand. You have to have a whole knowledge of the Cabal and all this crazy shit. But there are easier books that you could get a hold of, and I'll list them here. So a good place to start is Modern Magick by Donald Michael Craig. I probably should have took this down. Hold up. Because all of these other books, like this Golden Dawn book, it's so, you don't even understand. Just get it. It's like a $50 book, and I'm still trying to decode this bitch. But this one, it makes it a little easier to understand, and he takes a lot of the same principles within the Golden Dawn, and he makes it easier to digest and work towards. Another thing to remember about surviving this event is when that portal opens up in the sky, do not look at it. You cannot look at it. We have to remember certain theories or certain teachings from our past. Think of Medusa. Think of the basilisk from Harry Potter. They say, do not look at it because you will be petrified. You will die. The energy is not meant to be looked at by human bodies. So if you are outside during this event, I don't know, I don't want to tell you how to survive, but the only thing that you need to know is shut your eyes. Do not look at it, because don't look at it. You could, I don't give a shit, but I know I'm not going to look at it. You have to, so watch this movie, watch Indiana Jones. I forgot which one it is. I forgot the name of it, but there is a scene at the end of the movie that maps out what's going to happen. And the only reason why Indiana Jones survived is because he had biblical knowledge that knew, don't look at this shit. Don't look at it. It's going to look like lightning.
Don't look at it. Keep your eyes shut.
At the beginning, at least, it's going to look like lightning coming down. And the lightning plasma is looking to ground itself. So whatever means that it's going to ground itself through humans, through objects, through whatever, it's going to ground itself in. But see, and I don't know all the knowledge, but all I know is that just don't look at it. Don't look at it. I'm going to make other videos that describe and give more evidence on why you shouldn't look at it. But for right now, I'm just telling you what I know. And I don't remember the science behind not looking at it, but just don't. Also, so you also have to think of Men in Black. You know that little thing they hold and they say, look here. What is going to happen to some people too, even if you survive this? Some people, it's gonna wipe your memory. It's going to wipe your memory because the plasma's goal is to reset everything. Reset everything. And if you look at it, if you look at it, your memory's wiped. You're not going to remember shit. And it's going to be like you woke up out of a dream or something, or like, what's that word called? Like amnesia, where people get into accidents or something and then they don't remember who they are or like where they come from. That's going to happen to a lot of people. So I believe it was the theory that if you don't look at it, you A, won't die, or B, you will still hold on to your human memories of this life, but then you will be able to carry that knowledge into the new one as well, which will give you an extra advantage in this new reality.
This red eye here will isolate the electronic impulses in your brains, more specifically the ones for memory.
I'm gonna end this here. I'm going to try my hardest to gather as much information and resources and pictures and whatever to make other videos about this. But until then, like I said, I got most of this information off of this channel called J Dreamers, and he has a lot of information, and he talks about a lot of like movie references and, you know, song references that are telling us what's going to happen, but in hidden form. And that is kind of the way to go, especially now, because a lot of channels on YouTube are being censored. Censoring is a real thing, and the only way to get this information out is through creative means, because then you can say, oh, this is just a made-up story. I'm not telling people to prepare for any type of apocalypse. I'm just making up a story. But those stories are not stories. They're facts. And it's hard for us to conceive them as facts because it's been so long since this event happened that we consider it fantasy or fake or crazy. But you know, it's not. At least to me, it's not. I don't really care what you think. I'm fixing to survive this apocalypse. I don't care if you get fucking taken up in the sky or eaten down into the earth or blasted from all the plasma entering your body because you wanted to look at it. And it's going to be very tempting to look at. It's going to be the sky, at least. It's going to be some of the most magnificent views we've ever seen. It's going to be the most beautiful thing that we can even conceive of. But it's still important to not look at it from what I've been researching. Maybe that's false. I don't know. I don't have all the answers at all. Like, I'm just telling you what I've picked up so far. I think I'm going to leave it at that. Let me know what you resonated with. Let me know what you haven't. And let me know, like, think of this. Think of movies. What have you seen in movies that just resonated with you, that you felt was real? And think of certain songs that talk about shit like, black hole sun, won't you come and wash away the rain? I forget if it's wipe or wash away. Whatever. Thank you again for watching. This is Cosmic Drugz, and remember, astrology is the coding to the universe, and never fucking forget it. I really hope it's not December 21st, 2020, because I ain't ready. The system is not for humanity.